joining us in the world. It's Tuesday Tips live from Digital DJ Tips. It's September. It's a new term, and we are back in the Digital DJ Tips studio with me, Phil Morse, having had a whole couple of months of summer school through July and August. Look, it's awesome to be here with you, and today we're going right back to basics like you often do at the beginning of a term, right? And we're going to offer you 7 tips for complete beginner DJs. We're going to talk about beginner DJ gear, beginner DJ speakers, beginner DJ equipment. We're going to give you all the stuff that if you've never done this before, or you've had a dabble but you've struggled, maybe you've got an iPad app, maybe you've got a little controller, or maybe you just messed around with DJ gear, DJ stuff on your phone or whatever. Look, I'm going to help you out with all that stuff today. And of course, if you're a more experienced DJ, that's awesome. You can hang around and chip in and help people as well. Why not chip in and help? Also, I want to ask for your questions. If you've got anything that's holding you back as a DJ, then please share it with us here and I can maybe answer it live for you. Isn't that awesome? By the way, if you are completely new to this, we are Digital DJ Tips. We're the people behind Rock the Dance Floor, the book that you will see at the top of the pile on Amazon if you go and search for how to DJ. This is the #1 way of learning to DJ if you like to read. If you want a copy of this for free, just join Digital DJ Tips. Head over to digitaldjtips.com, click join anywhere, and we'll give you a PDF of this. So we're the people behind this book. Our mission is to make you a better DJ, a better DJ producer, wherever you are in the world. We do that through the website, digitaldjtips.com, through this channel, through YouTube, through Facebook, and of course through our paid for DJ courses. And I'll tell you about one of our DJ courses in a little while. So that's who we are. That's what we do. And if you are watching this on the replay, on YouTube especially, and thinking, get to the point, I want the tips. This is a show. You're watching a recording of a show, and this show unravels over time. We have comments from the audience and so on. It can be a little bit, oh, I wish I was there live. If you're watching it as on the replay, it goes on for about half an hour. So if you did miss it live and you're watching it on the replay thinking, I wanted to be there, just subscribe to the channel, click the bell, do all that stuff. Same on Facebook, just like the page, click show these posts first. And what will happen then is that you will be told when we go live and you can join in live. And it always goes wrong, something always goes wrong, right? So it's good to be here and watch all that happen for lots of reasons. Right, let's head over to, let's just have a few very, very early hellos. We're doing 7 things to help you if you're a brand new DJ. But loads and loads and loads of you are asking questions already. So Gaz is giving advice. It's always good to get some advice. Oh, Major D Music, he just says, hey Major D Music. Gaz says for absolute beginners, learn on old CDJs or turntables, then go to controllers. It's good if you've got them, but it's not essential, Gaz, and a lot of people don't do that nowadays. And funnily enough, a lot of people learn on a phone or an iPad, then they get a controller, then they learn on CDJs, then they learn on vinyl. It's like they know they've got to learn all those things. I don't think the order is massively important. A few of you saying a little bit of microphone distortion. That's because I was trying to get the mic louder because people were saying it was too quiet last time. Let me just turn it down a bit. There we go. That's probably all right. See, look at that. Awesome, awesome help from you guys and girls making it better straight away. It's my first day back in the big studio here, which is why there's going to be a few teething problems as I get used to using all the equipment again. It's awesome to have all this stuff. I've been doing it from my summer house for the last couple of months. All right, loads of you just saying good morning. Hi to DJ Nemesis, the DJ in Philadelphia. Good to have you here. Hello to Marlon in California. Kaiba says, Phil, great to be here again. Top-notch knowledge, lovingly shared as always. That's what we are here for. Muncie, already questions coming in. Do you think the S4 or S2 for Tractor is a good beginner controller? Yes, they're all right, but watch the Digital DJ Tips website because there's some sad news at Native Instruments today around the development times and timelines for Tractor and all their other stuff, but we'll be sharing that when we've got something official for you. All right then, I'm going to go over to the desk now and we're going to start off looking at these things. So welcome once more. So we're going to talk here about 7 things to do with learning to DJ properly. And if you're just getting started in this, these should help you to get off on the right foot and not make some of the mistakes that lots of DJs make at the beginning. So #1 is don't use a folder of music to DJ from. So what do I mean by this? Well, a lot of people will get a folder and they'll put all their music in it. Right? You'll download music, you get stuff from here and there, you put it all in a folder. And a lot of people just DJ by opening their DJ software and opening their folder and dragging them onto the decks and playing them. Or you'll just have it all in a folder and you'll just kind of like open your DJ software and then you'll drag the music onto the decks. This is not a good way of DJing. And the reason it's not a good way of DJing is that you've got too much music there that's not sorted out. One gig's going to be different to another gig to another gig, and it pays to sort your music out a little bit beforehand. So if you're one of these DJs that gets all your music in one folder and drags it onto the decks, at the very least, open a blank folder and say, what do I think I'm going to DJ with tonight? What tunes do I think I'm going to play at tonight's gig or tonight's practice session? And put them all in that folder and at least use that one to drag them onto your decks. Far, far better to have your music officially, properly in your DJ software, and then to use your DJ software's crates or smart crates or folders to arrange your music so you've got roughly twice the amount of music you think you're going to need for your gig. So if you're playing for an hour and you're going to play 20 tunes in that hour, 40 tunes is about right. It's enough for you to have different angles to go in, but not so much that you're going to get kind of paralyzed by the choice there, right? So having playlists, not just DJing from music folders, is our first tip, and they're in no particular order if you're brand new to DJing and if you want to know how the big boys and girls do it. They don't tend to play from their collections, and if you think about it, if you're a big DJ, your collection's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like we work with Laid Back Luke, he's got, I think he said 3,500 tunes, which you might think he would have more, but he hasn't. But that's a lot of tunes to be scrolling through for every gig, right? So you know, as with everyone else, Laid Back Luke has a system where he's only picking the tunes he wants. So play from playlists, not from just one big folder of music at your gigs, is our first tip of 7 that we're going to be covering today. Let's go and have a few more of your comments before we push on any further. So here we go then. What have you got to say about all this? Well, Daniel says, Phil, you helped me get started about 6 years ago, and I'd like to say that my DJ career is thriving and has become the perfect side gig to complement my life. Thank you, sir. Daniel, you're very welcome. Our mission is to help you become better DJs and better DJ producers, and it's good to hear that, so thank you very much. DJ Dash says Tractor is going the way of the dodo. Well, we'll see. All right then, so more stuff about starting off in DJing. I'm looking for stuff which is particularly about this topic, and all your kind of hellos I'll share with you. I'll share with the audience a little bit later on. So I also want your questions. What are you stuck with? So Javid says, when connecting my USB cord from my DJ controller to my Mac, so your USB cord from your DJ controller, here's a DJ controller. If you are completely new, these are DJ controllers. They plug into your computer and control all your decks and stuff, so you're not having to use a keyboard, which is a bit lame. When I'm connecting my DJ controller to my Mac, the decks appear then disappear. What's causing this? Well, as long as they disappear and then reappear, then I guess there's no problem, right? Is there an actual problem here that this is causing? It could just be that your computer is looking for the decks, finding them, and then enabling everything. But let us know if that's actually causing you a problem, and maybe we can help you with it. DJ Dash, I love this one. I'm going to share this one with the audience right away. This is just, this is perfect stuff from one of our regulars. Don't let older, grumpier, outdated DJs tell you you don't have enough music. They can boast about having 20,000 songs, but at a gig, you only need 100 or less. Hear, hear, sir. I love that, and it's very, very true. Kyber is saying, yep, Kyber agrees with us about the playlists. Smart crates are a wondrous thing. They ease so much of the strain of sorting your tunes out. Smart crates are very clever, and most DJ software have them. This is a bit more of an advanced tip. But what they do is let you say, okay, give me all the tunes from 1988 to 1992 that are house and hip hop. And to you, that might mean kind of an old school revival set if you're my kind of age, right? Then if you add new tunes to your collection that are between 88 and 92 and house or hip hop, they'll all go into that collection without you having to do anything. So they're kind of dynamic playlists, and I agree with you, Kai, but they're very, very useful. Paddy says, should I trust auto gain? I never adjust them, whereas with vinyl I would always be adjusting the gain. Auto gain is awesome, but use it as a starting point, and if you still think the track's a bit quiet, tweak the gain. That's absolutely fine. And Ali says track selection is everything. A saturated library can overwhelm you. It's very, very true. DJ Son of Ibiza says, how many songs for a 6-hour gig? Well, it depends if you're quick mixing or playing the songs all the way out, right? But, you know, work out how long you play on average each song for. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and, you know, divide it by, divide 60 by that number. That's the amount for 1 hour. Multiply it by 6. So if you play tunes for, you know, you're a quick mixer, you play 2 minutes of each tune, that's 30 an hour. So multiply that by 6, it's 180 tunes. So you might want to take 300, 400 tunes with you for that gig. It's a long gig, right? All right then, so maybe the firmware needs to be updated for the person who is asking about their DJ software, so thank you for that advice. All right then, let's carry on with point number 2. If you've just joined us, we are here live, back in the studio for Tuesday Tips Live. New term, new start, we're talking about beginners. 7 big beginner tips to help you. And we've already had tip number 1, which is play from playlists. Don't play from your whole music library. It's much easier to play from playlists. Let's head back to the workbench and carry on. So number 2 in our list of things that beginner DJs ought to try hard to get right is when you're playing your first gigs, there's a lot to worry about, right? There's the crowd and there's mixing and there's all kinds of stuff. But really, the thing that you ought to be worrying about the most is getting the order of the songs right. The order of the songs, or in other words, the programming, which is a DJ way of talking about song order, is the most important thing for a new DJ. Indeed, for any DJ. Because if the song order is wrong, then everything else doesn't matter. If you're not playing songs that people like and putting them in an order that matters, then really no one's going to be happy on that dance floor. No one leaves a gig saying, oh, I really had a great time tonight, every mix was impeccable, apart from maybe 1 or 2 DJs, and they're not who you're trying to impress. No. People leave a gig and say, oh wow, that DJ took me on a journey, I love the music that he or she played, I love the way it took me from here to here, it was brilliant. So, you know, obviously you're going to try and pick great songs, that goes without saying, right? You want to play the best music you can, but think very hard about the order. If you're playing early, play songs which have got less energy, which maybe are a bit more familiar, to warm people up and bring them into your world. When you're playing peak time, you can up the energy and maybe you can play 1 or 2 things that people aren't expecting, take it in a curve or 2 to keep people interested, but also making sure you're playing the big tunes that they're expecting. At the end, it's often a bit freer because you know what direction the night's taken, so you can say, it's gone really well, everyone's enjoyed this and that, I'm now going to play this. Or you might just think, no, I'm going to take it down a little bit and just level the energy off a bit towards the end, or whatever. At the end of the night, it can be a bit more freestyle. But the point is, you ought to have this kind of curve of energy, and you ought to think very hard about the order you play the tracks in. It's much more important than mixing, getting that track order right. So if you're going to think about one thing, think about that. I mean, let's face it, at the end of the day, your job is to cut the gaps out. Cut out the gaps between those tracks, right? If you can do that, and you get the music and the track order right, you're going to get everyone dancing all night long, and you're going to get a big queue of people saying, well done, I had a great night tonight. That's it. Mixing's awesome, mixing's important, mixing matters, transitions are cool, but at the end of the day, if you move cleanly from one track to the other and you play the tracks in the right order for that audience in front of you, you will get top marks. You'll get a whole lot of people saying that was a great night. And of course, you can carry on with improving your mixing over time. But song order is something that you never fully learn. You can learn to mix. Mixing's just about beat matching and a few other tricks and counting. You can learn to mix. Now, songs and song order, that's a lifetime's work. So you might as well start at the beginning. Get the programming right, get the order of songs right, is our second tip in our 7 tips today for complete new DJs. Right, your comments and then tip number 3. So, what's going on here then? Let's have a look. Let's see if you're agreeing. Let's see if you're not agreeing. So this is from Cesar, says, don't pay attention to the mix from the speakers, concentrate on the sound in your headphones. There's a great beginner tip there. By the way, keep your questions coming in. I will answer questions live for you here. Phil, this is sort of related, but how do you compete in a market saturated with recognized professionals without undercutting? Clients tend to search more for reputation than to give newbies a chance. Put your own events on. Throw your own event. Invite your mates. Do what you want to do. Get a reputation on your terms. Don't compete. Do something different. Okay, so Joshua says, what gear should a complete beginner start to acquire that will help him or her in the long run? Specific models appreciated. Right, this is a good question. I think as a beginner DJ, you ought to buy a cheap controller to get started with. Something like the DDJ 200 from Pioneer, the DDJ 400 if you want something a bit bigger than this, the DDJ SB3 if you want a Serato controller, any of those models I just mentioned, DDJ 200, DDJ 400, DDJ SB3 would be a good start. Why? Because you don't know, 1, whether you're going to carry on with this hobby, and 2, what you really need in a better controller. I mean, we've got stacks of controllers. If I just turn this see that blue rack in the corner? Packed with controllers. We've got stacks and stacks of controllers here of every type, cheap to expensive. But guess what? You don't know what you want in an expensive controller until you've had a cheap controller for a while and worked it out. But here's the beauty of it. You're not going to get rid of your cheap little controller, ever. You're going to keep it because it's the perfect backup controller, or it's the perfect controller to take out to gigs when you don't want to take your big system with you. So you're never going to get rid of this. You might as well start off by buying something cheap, and you can learn to DJ on anything. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You can learn to DJ on any gear. So that isn't going to hold you back. The important thing is not to spend too much money at the beginning and to learn what you really want. So I would say start with something cheap, and I hope that those are specific. You did ask for specifics, Joshua. I hope that they helped you. DJ Flush It says, get a controller, Joshua. Some $500 controllers are really good. Yeah, definitely go for a controller. Don't go for like a big all-in-one system or pro gear at this stage. So thank you for clarifying that. All right then, so more questions coming in live. Again, here's an agreement. I love it that you're all answering each other's questions. I love that. So DJ Nemesis on YouTube says, stick with what's in your price range and work up. Don't worry about look, get what works, to Joshua. So thank you very much for that. Kyber says, song order is my biggest thing to think about. To me, each track has got to transition perfectly. So thank you for that. Bjorn says, very good tip, Phil, over on Facebook. Programming is the most important thing in DJing. Beat matching is a little overrated because most people dancing won't notice it like a DJ, but they always remember the journey. So thank you for that. All right then, and one more question before we move on to number 3. I can tell it's going to be a long one today, but that's cool, folks. Is it easier for a beginner to start with Serato over Traktor, says Steve? It is really not much of a difference between Traktor, Serato, Rekordbox, Virtual DJ when it comes to learning the basics. I would look at all those programs and decide which one you like the look of best, just literally you like the look of best. I would also look at what everyone else is DJing with in your area. If you know other DJs, go with what your town likes. Because you'll end up having more DJs to kind of chat to about the software you use, and it'll make DJ switchovers easy, play on each other's gear and stuff. They're all much of a muchness, to be completely frank with you. All right then, Armando says, as a newbie, these days, it's easier than ever to get into the game. Buy a simple controller for $300 or euros and get your music collection together and practice, practice, practice until you feel you're ready to go out in public. Go find a local bar that will give young talent a chance and earn your stripes there. Remember always that it should be fun no matter how far you take it. It's a really good tip there from Armando. You are the best of the best. You know that, our community. Love it. I love being here to help you guys and girls. Right, let's move on to tip number 3. We're doing 7 tips today on what to do if you're a brand new DJ. By the way, before we move on to number 3, let's head back to the workbench now. Before we move on to number 3, I just want to share with you that you can get this course. It's called How to Digital DJ Fast. It's at djtips.co/djfast. If you're a complete beginner and you want to learn how to do this stuff with gear like this, with stuff like this, that is our course that will teach you. So not now, please stick with me for now, but head over to djtips.co/djfast if you're interested in our beginner DJ training, which has helped thousands and thousands and thousands of new DJs to get started in this. Okay, so let's move back then to our points that we're talking through today. 7 points. We've already done 2. We've already done use playlists and not a whole big music collection. We've done get the song order right, get the programming right. Tip number 3 is a simple one, but honestly, so many people get it wrong. Keep the volume consistent throughout your DJ set. Concentrate really hard on the volume, and not only the volume from track to track, so you're not mixing in it goes down, you mix in it goes up, you mix in it goes down. I mean, that is one big error that DJs make. Not only that, but also the volume overall. Are you playing too loud? Are you playing too quietly? Are people holding their ears and not dancing? Or are people dancing and looking a bit bored and you know, you can hear all their voices from your DJ booth? That could be an indicator that you've got to turn it up. So these are things that experienced DJs just get right intuitively. Beginner DJs nearly always get volume wrong. Volume is your biggest tool, and it's one of the most underrated tools. So make sure the volume is right. So how are you going to do it? Well, you're going to use your ears, but you're also going to keep an eye on your meters. Little controllers don't have meters on them, like this one here, which is why it is an advantage to have a controller with meters on if you want to spend a bit more money. It's one of the things I would spend more money on. That said, your software has always got meters in it, so keep an eye on the meters. Trust your ears, but you do get fatigue after a while. It will sound quieter than it really is. So walk out the room and walk in again to see how loud it really is a good tip. Walk around the dance floor and just keep an eye on people and ask yourself every now and then, how loud is this? Is it too loud? Is it not loud enough? Be very careful in transitions, because often the track you mix in will be quieter or louder. You might want to just keep an eye on that. So just think volume. It's a big thing that separates really experienced DJs from those DJs that are just new. And another good way of checking your volume is going to be tip number 7, which is going to be the final tip. So listen out for that one. I'm going to smash on and do tip number 4 here before we go back to your live comments. Tip number 4 is don't just rely on the waveforms on your screen for DJing. Use headphones as well. Now, a lot of DJs only use the waveforms. They don't even really know what headphones are for. They see DJs with headphones and don't understand it. Even playing out. I was talking to Joey, who is one of our tutors here. He lives in Manila. There's a place called Poblacion in Manila, which is a bit like they've got one in Barcelona as well. Lots of little venues all in one area. Awesome little vibrant place. And he says there's a lot of DJs playing there, everything from laptops to small controllers to slightly bigger controllers. And they're playing music for 20, 30 people in a bar. Beginner DJs, but they've brought their gear out, they're having a go, and it's awesome, great vibe. But a lot of them aren't even using their headphones. We see it a lot here as well. Waveforms and the sync button do make headphones optional. You can actually crowbar together a DJ set without headphones, but unless you know your music really, really well, you're much better off using headphones. And DJs use headphones to listen to the incoming track before the other people in the room hear it. It's a crucial thing. So what you're going to do in order to do this? Well, if you have a controller, most controllers will have a headphone socket on them. This is one of the examples of a very cheap controller that doesn't have a headphone socket on it. So what you're going to do if you're either DJing just with your laptop or with maybe an iOS device or an Android device or a device that doesn't have headphones on it, well, there's two things you can do. You can use what's called a splitter cable. A splitter cable will plug into the headphones output on your laptop or on your iOS device, and it will split the stereo headphones output into two. One goes off to your speakers, one goes off to your headphones. Now that will mean that the whole thing's in mono, but that doesn't really matter. It's an age-old hack. Splitter cables you can buy online for like $10. Make sure you buy a DJ splitter cable or a mono splitter cable, not just a splitter cable, because that won't work. You've got to have a DJ one or a mono one. Or if you want to get really posh, you can use these, and I'll show you these on the overhead camera. These are audio interfaces. This one here is for iOS. This one here is a Tractor Audio 2. This is also for iOS, but also works well with your laptop, or indeed with the DDJ200 as another example. These will give you a stereo output for your headphones and a stereo output for your speakers. So a bit better than a splitter cable. Obviously they cost a bit more money. This one's made by Griffin. I don't think they make this anymore, but the Tractor Audio 2 is definitely still available. Any two stereo outputs or 4 mono outputs audio interface will do the job for you. So one of these, or just a mono splitter cable, will give you the ability to plug your headphones in, even if you're just DJing from your software on your laptop or you're just DJing from an iOS device. And that will mean that you can listen to what's coming in before the audience hears it to make your mixing smoother, and to do things like just check it's the track you want to play. You might just listen to it and say, oh, actually, I don't want to play that. Look, it's too late once you've mixed it in. So try and use headphones if you're not used to using headphones, or you've just been dabbling now for a while without using them. Any headphones will do to start with. Okay, so that's tips 3 and 4. Tip 3, keep the volume correct. Tip 4, get your headphones working properly and use them. I'm going to head over for the comments now before moving on to look at the final 3 tips. So comments coming in thick and fast as always. Armando says, learn to trust your ears. Yes, the waveforms show a lot, but the software doesn't always align the waveforms properly on the beat matching grid, which can lead to horrible sounding mixes if you don't check what you're playing first. So thank you for that, Armando. Immorphous says, hey, I used to watch you years ago when I got into DJing. I produce now. Awesome. Glad to hear that you are moving forward. All right then. So So more live comments coming in. So a lot of you talking about the fact that tracks have got different volumes anyway, so you have to like adjust them because some tracks are quieter than others. It's true, that's what the gain controls are for on your DJ controller, but Ali says Platinum Notes is great for getting all songs to the same volume. This is a piece of software you can buy from the Mixed In Key people, so thank you for pointing that out. Ali says, good point, headphone use really trains your ears. So it does indeed. A lot of you talking about volume. Eric says red meters equals not good. Exactly, red meters does equal not good. Cesar says always use XLR cables, never cut corners with RCA. Don't worry about that if you're a beginner. You know, if you think about it, every CDJ plugs into the mixer with RCA cables. XLR cables are the big thick ones and they're good for long distances. So you definitely agree with you there, Cesar, for long distances. But as a beginner, just, you know, if it sounds bad, try and work out why, but it'll probably sound all right however you plug your gear in. All right then, DJ Dash says number 3, 8 times out of 10, the parties I've attended, the DJ has it so loud during dinner, you have to yell at each other. Yeah, it's just a rookie error and it's made so often. We heard a DJ playing a wedding reception, and we only heard it because we were driving. I was taking my kids to a go-karting track the other day, and it was outdoors, and there was a wedding reception in a garden of a villa next door, and they had the music so loud, it was actually more distortion than music, and you're like, why are you doing that? It just, I don't know why this happens so much, but it does happen an awful lot. So if you can keep your volumes right, you're onto a winner. Cassandra says, I use my new DJ707M this weekend. Thanks again, Digital DJ Tips. We had a big review of that new controller last week. It's a new controller from Roland for mobile DJs. Right, okay, let's get back to the workbench and carry on. So number 5, if you're just starting out in DJing and you've got your laptop and your software, maybe you've got a little controller like this one here or any other little controller, and you're thinking, what speaker can I use? Look, any Bluetooth speaker you have is fine. Little Bluetooth speakers like these are brilliant. They're great. This is an iLoud speaker. It's a great little speaker. This is one of my favorite speakers. It's made by people called Mini Rig. Let me show you this on the overhead cam. This is called Mini Rig, and it's a lovely little speaker. It's from a boutique little UK operation, and it's a tiny little metal speaker. You see this? Really loud, rechargeable battery. It's an awesome little thing. This is a Bluetooth speaker as well. But the important thing with speakers like these is if you want to DJ with these, don't use the Bluetooth link between your device and the speaker. Use a wired link. So they've all got sockets on them which will let you plug in a wire. Or rather, most Bluetooth speakers somewhere have got an auxiliary input. If your Bluetooth speaker hasn't, it's no good for DJing. And the reason for that I'll tell you in a minute. And you want a little lead, they often come with the speaker, a little lead like this one here, so you can plug your speaker in to the output from your splitter cable or from your audio device or from your controller. And the reason you want to do this is that means you will hear the music the instant it is played. With Bluetooth, there's a delay, and the delay means that there's a little bit of a gap, which means that when you're trying to beat mix, you're hearing the music a bit late, and it will really throw you off. So don't try and DJ through Bluetooth speakers with the Bluetooth link going on. Use a wire. That's another rookie error that we see DJs make all the time. Nowadays, some of these, I mean, some of the JBL ones, right, you could play a party of 30 people with them. You know, some of the Bluetooth speakers are fine nowadays for playing parties. They're kind of made for turning up loud, and guess what? You've been to parties where all they've got is a decent Bluetooth speaker, right? So if you can plug into it, cool, don't worry about it. You know, you can use these things, but try and plug into it. Don't use the Bluetooth. I want to move on to the next tip now because we've got so many questions coming and I want to cover them all, but I also want to get all the tips in before we're here for an hour. So tip number 6, play in front of other people whenever you can. I mean, this is really, really important. DJing is something done in public. DJing is not done behind closed doors. It breaks my heart when I get people writing to us here. We're a DJ school, right? We've got thousands of students. People write to us and say, you know, I've been practicing my DJing for 2 years now. I just don't think my transitions are right for playing out. What do I need to do to get ready to play out? And I'm like, dude, you should have played out the first time you picked up a DJ controller. You should have played out the first week. Now, I'm not talking about playing a club. I'm talking about playing somewhere tiny, your friend's house, your sister's birthday party, the little bar on the corner that only holds 10 people that you know the owner of. Just get out there. Say, look, I'll come down every Monday night and play for an hour. Is that all right? It gets you out there. It means that other people are around. You instantly start looking at other people. You're not just randomly playing music. You're thinking about what you're doing. And who cares if it's just you in the bar? At least you're getting to play music and getting out of the house to do it, right? You might be playing it louder than you could at home. But playing music out away from your bedroom or your studio at home is so important. DJing is done in public. You sharpen the knife of your DJ skills against the steel of the general public. Because there you're going to learn about programming. There you're going to learn about song choice. There you're going to learn about volume. There you're going to learn about reaction and dealing with the public. There you're going to learn about body language and the vibe and spreading energy and all the things that really matter about DJing. Hint, really careful beat mixes that bore the hell off everyone are not what really matters about DJing. Let me put it another way if you're still not convinced. If you want to play football, then playing around with a ball in your backyard is not going to teach you how to play football. It's going to teach you what a ball feels like and how to throw and catch at best, right? And DJing is the same. Messing around on DJ gear in your bedroom is going to teach you what the buttons do and how to do technical bits and pieces, but it's not going to teach you anything about the art of DJing, the really important stuff. Just like football is best learned in a team, even if you're paying to play, even if you're just joining a local five-a-side team, DJing is best done in public. Now, never pay money to play to DJ in public. That is where football and DJing are different. But definitely get out there. And if you're doing it for a beer or two, who cares? It's the beginning of your career. Take every gig you can and play out. That's where you're going to learn. So tip number 6 was play out in front of other people. So tip number 7, we'll run through those final 3 tips together and then we'll go back to your comments. Tip number 7 is very simple. A couple of you have already said it on the comments over there, but I held back from reading your comments out because you kind of double guessed it. Record your DJ sets. In your DJ software, there is a record button. So hit that record button and record your sets. Why? Because the only person in the world that doesn't hear your DJing how it really is you. Because you're too busy doing it. So instead of trying to work out whether what you just did sounds good or not, and people say, oh, I'm not sure if my transitions are any good. I'm not sure if I'm doing it right when I'm doing it. Well, record it and listen back. That's how you find out. So the trick is to record your DJ set. Don't practice for 5 hours and then record the last half hour. Just hit record at the beginning of your practice session. You soon forget you've got record hit, right? You soon forget it. Just like people forget the cameras in reality TV shows, right, and start behaving badly pretty quickly. You soon forget you've got record pressed. So your DJing doesn't change after a few minutes. You're just continuing to mess around, do what you want to do. But at some point, you'll have enough of your practice session, hit stop on the recording, and there'll be somewhere in that practice session that's worth listening to. So listen to that bit again. And don't do it straight away. Wait till the next day or something like that, because that's when you'll hear it like everyone else does. You've gone out of DJ mode then, you're back into listener mode, right? So that's the time to listen back to your DJ sets. And you'll hear what works, you'll hear what didn't. You often find the stuff that you think didn't work actually sounds really good. And the stuff that you were really proud of, maybe not so good. You'll learn about volume levels, you'll learn about programming, you'll learn about whether you played a track for too long, or whether you didn't play it for long enough, or whether you got the order a bit wrong, or whether the track you love is actually a bit boring, it just sounds like something else. Oh, I now realise that because I've listened back to my whole mix and yeah, I don't need that track or whatever. This is all stuff that you learn when you put yourselves in the shoes of a listener. And the only way to put yourselves in the shoes of someone listening to you is to record yourself and listen back to the recording the next day. Listen to it in the car. Listen to it on your iPod when you're out running. But listen to your own recordings. And that's tip number 7. Let me run very quickly through these tips one more time. I'm going to answer all the questions that you've been asking there, as many as I can, to end this broadcast. I'm also going to give you that link again, so that if you're interested in getting our beginner course, which has taught thousands and thousands of people to do this, you can do just that. Go and check it out. I'm going to do all that in a minute, but I want to run through the 7 tips because I know some of you will have joined late. By the way, if you did join late, you can watch the replay on both YouTube and on Facebook. And by the way, welcome to everyone who's on our global DJ network. We've had a bit of a technical problem with that over the last couple of weeks, but I'm pretty sure we're live on global DJ network again finally today. That's the only place where you get me reacting to your questions and giving you an answer. I haven't got time to do it on Facebook and YouTube, so if you're not in our global DJ network, get yourself in there. I haven't got time to tell you how to do it now, but I'm sure my team can post it underneath. It's our network for DJs by DJs. It's free and it's awesome. Anyway, enough of a plug about that. Let's run through those 7 things. Then we're going to go and answer your questions and get your comments. Then I'll give you that link again. And then I'm out of here. Right, the 7 things are 7 tips for beginners. 1, use playlists, not all your music collection to DJ from. Playlists will give you a far more focused mind on what needs to be done, and you'll play better sets and they'll be less stressful. So make playlists for your gigs. Number 2, get the song order right. Programming is far more important than mixing. Number 3, keep the volume right. Most DJs, when they're starting out, mess up the volume. It goes up and down as they're mixing, and it is too loud at the beginning or too quiet in the middle, or it's just random. Think about volume, it will improve your sets massively. And using tip 7, recording your sets, will help you with that. Number 4, don't just rely on waveforms. Use headphones. Work out how to plug the headphones in. Even if you're just using a laptop, you can use a splitter cable, you can use a little audio interface. Work out how to plug your headphones in and work out how to use them to listen to what the audience is going to hear next before they hear it. It's an integral part of DJing, and if you're brand new and you've always wondered what DJs use headphones for, that's it. Number 5, you can use your Bluetooth speakers. That's absolutely cool, but make sure you plug a wire between the speaker and your gear. Use them for practice, even use them when you've got a few friends around. You know, people do anyway, so there's no problem plugging into those kind of speakers, and some of them are really loud nowadays, but make sure you use a wire. The Bluetooth will give you a delay which doesn't work well. So talking about playing out, number 6, play in front of other people. DJing is done in public. It's a team sport. It's done with other people there. You can only learn so much at home in your bedroom. Play out early and play out often. And number 7, record your DJ sets. Listening back to your recordings is the best way to learn how well you're doing. Okay, they are our 7 tips. I'm going to go now to your comments, and for the next 5 to 10 minutes, we're going to cover your comments. If you have to go, thank you so much. If you have to go, actually, I'll give you that link one more time now. Here's that link, djtips.co/djfast. That will get you to our beginner DJ course, How to Digital DJ Fast. It's me that teaches it. I will teach you everything you want to know about gear, music, techniques, playing out, promoting yourself. All the stuff that's in this book is a great course version of that. Nice, short, simple. It will get you to your first party, get you to your first gig. So if you want some extra help getting there, that's where to get it from, djtips.co/fast. If you just want the book, join the website. Go to digitaldjtips.com, click join anywhere, and I'll give you a PDF of the book. So that's where to go to take this further. Now let's head back to your comments to end off just for the last few minutes. So what have we got? It's been a long and busy one today, so thank you very much to everyone who has commented. I'm going to just kind of scroll back a bit, so I want to do these in order if I can. Dave says, I'm just getting back into DJing after 30 years away. Wow. I've only DJed using a pair of 1200s and a mixer, awesome, but I've ordered a cheap little controller I can use during school get-togethers like special lunches, etc. It's just in the canteen area, little Bluetooth speaker, tablet and a tiny Hercules controller. Sounds absolutely brilliant, Dave. You're in for such a good time. I really look forward to hearing how you get on, Dave. I'm excited for you. Ali says, I was a total beginner just 1 year ago, and thanks to your entire team, I played my first big festival and I have a weekly residency. I'm so thankful for you and your team. Thank you for these incredible offerings. Ali, I'm touched. I really am, and on behalf of everyone else, and let's mention everyone else, it's not just me here, it's a whole team, there's 10 of us. It's stories like that that make it all worthwhile. So Ali, thank you very much and well done. It's all your hard work. Rajul says, I've been going through your DJ course. It was very helpful in learning and many small things I learned from that. So it's great to hear that. Loads of you just chatting to each other. It's so good to hear that. It really is. So thank you very much for everyone who's helping each other out. I just think that's absolutely awesome. All right then, let's keep going through these questions. Charlie, what kind of speaker to start out with? As I just said, if you've got Bluetooth speakers, use those. If you've got a sound system, like a cinema system plugged into your TV, use that. If you've got computer speakers, especially the ones that have got 2 little ones and a big bass bin, use that. They're awesome as well. Okay, so more live questions and live comments. I'm really touched by that one from Ali. Thank you very much, Ali. It makes it all worthwhile. All right then, so more live stuff. I'm just scrolling to find some interesting things. I think I shared that one a minute ago, so I'm going to just jump on to another one. Gaz is being very mean-spirited here, saying some of you shouldn't even have access to the internet, the level of these questions. This is a set of questions for complete beginners, Gaz, and trust me, I wish I'd had these when I began, and I'm sure a lot of our community would as well. If it's not for you, off your pop. Cesar says, oh no, Cesar's joking, so I won't read that one out. Steve is actually asking, he wants to follow on from the question that someone else asked about XLR and RCA connectors. What is the difference between XLR and RCA? Is one better than the other? It's a great question. XLR connectors are basically, without going into the technical details, they keep a cleaner signal for longer. So you can run an XLR from a mixer all the way to amplifiers and speakers on the other side of the room, and you'll get a nice clean signal. The little RCA cables, and for those of you that don't know what they are, they're the ones with the red and a white on them, they degrade after about 5-10 meters. You start to get interference and they don't sound so good. So for long distances, XLR cables are great. Shorter distances, RCA cables are fine. So that's the difference. Kyber says, if you learn to record your mixes entirely in headphones, it teaches you to navigate mixing your master and cue signals in your head. This is a really good idea, especially if you DJ late at night and there's no one, everyone's asleep in your house and you can't have your speakers on. You can learn to DJ on just your headphones using the controls on your equipment. It's a very good point, Kyber. It's the way Laid Back Luke DJs as well. He does it all just in his headphones. Lots and lots and lots of you just saying hello. Hi to Seth in Prince Edward Island, Canada. Good to have you here, Seth. David, a lot of you agreeing with the headphones. David says nothing better than headphones for training your ears and getting things properly aligned. That's cool. All right then, so a few of you giving some big ups for speakers that you like on YouTube. Antoine says M Audio have dual speakers. They are small, portable and pack sound. You can plug them into your laptop, so there you go. Ronnie says newcomers, remember this: loudness and high volume don't equal high energy. That tune into the crowd's energy and help to turn it, feed it and build it. It's true. One good tip is always leave somewhere to go. Think about that. Always leave somewhere to go. As a DJ, you don't want to be operating at the top of what's possible. The most full-on tune, the highest volume, the biggest lights, the biggest everything. Where are you going to go if the crowd suddenly want more? You've maxed it out. Always better to keep it down a little bit. Give yourself a bit of wiggle room. Leave yourself somewhere to go. So thank you for that, Ronnie. All right then. Mario says, digital DJ tips is the best. Mario, you're the best. We love you. One of our massive regulars there, Mario. Palm J. Richards says, I want to thank Phil and Joey for motivating this old dude. A couple of old dudes motivating another one, eh? Palm? No, seriously, that's really good. Thank you for that. So Steve says, Palm, I'm in Toronto too. Add me on Facebook. Again, you guys and girls helping each other out. That's what community means. We have the best community here. I am always saying it, and you're just proving it time and time again. Okay, Bjorn says, DJing is a connection between you and the crowd. It's an exchange of energy. It's so important to get in touch with people as soon as possible. That's where you learn what works and what doesn't. Yep, that's all about playing out, right? Dave says, I remember my sets back in the day. I used a cassette machine in the DJ booth. I had to remember to flip the tape when the side was full. I remember that too. I remember recording my first ever club gig, Dave. Got home, thought I was a hero till I played it. It was terrible. So Dave says, I'm pretty sure I have some of those old tapes somewhere. I've got some of my old tapes as well, Dave. All right then. Armando says, I've been DJing over 20 years and I still record my own mixes from time to time to see how I sound and how I can get better. Just because you're good doesn't mean slacking will make you better. Love it. It's all true. Lots and lots of you saying about that. So here's how to get into the Global DJ Network if you want to. My team's sharing this on YouTube. I'll share it with you now on the live stream. Get into the Global DJ Network. Send us a private message on Facebook. Go to the Digital DJ Tips Facebook page. Send us a private message with the word join in it. We'll get you in from there. It's a very private group, our Digital DJ Tips Global DJ Network. It's a very private group. We vet everyone who's in it, but trust me, once you are, you'll never want to leave. It's an awesome place for DJs by DJs. All right then. So John says, tip number 8. John's adding extra tips. See? Look, you get an extra one. Worry less about your mixing and more about your track selection that you and other people would enjoy. I think that was probably tip number 2 actually, John, but let's make it number 8 as well because it's very important. All right then, if you are interested in that beginner course, again, it's in the comments, djtips.co/djfast. All right then, I think I'm going to leave it here. There's so many comments coming in. It's so good to have so many of you sharing this stuff. John says, Great tips, Phil. Only recently discovered you guys, and your passion for the craft is great. I had a 10-year break and so much has changed since then. It's mad choices now. John, you're not alone. People coming back to DJing is a big, big part of our audience. Dr. Karen, good to have you here, and sorry to hear your news the other week, Dr. Karen, but good to have you here with us. Another great Tuesday Tips Live, always great, Phil. So thank you. As I say, good to have you here. All right then. Rebecca says, I'm just coming into this. Is there a way to get the whole lesson at a later time? Yes, you can. You can watch the replay on YouTube or on Facebook. It should be live there pretty soon after I click stop. Alexander, hi Phil, thank you. Just for a laugh, to show 5 with a hand open towards your audience is a bad gesture in Greece. I'll do it like that in the future. Is that all right in Greece? Hey, you learn a new thing every day. So there we go. But I guess a 4 and 6, 7, are they all right? Seriously, I'm asking, I'd like to know. All right then. Jim says, I couldn't imagine not using headphones. You know, the funny thing is, Jim, beginner DJs often don't use headphones, and very, very experienced DJs often don't use headphones. You watch Carl Cox and stuff, they just know their songs inside out. They just kind of, the headphones are there and they're never really listening to them. In the middle, definitely use your headphones. All right then, I'm going to just quickly scan the rest of the questions there. No, we're done. We are done for today. Thank you very much to everyone for joining us here. We've covered 7 things that new DJs ought to think about in order to get started properly, get started well, and enjoy their DJing at the beginning. And one more time, finally, if you do want to learn how this is done for yourself by following me teaching this whole thing in a course, I will show you now where you can go. djtips.co/fast is our beginner DJ course. Meanwhile, get good, get out there and make the moments. And I will see you again back here for another Tuesday Tips Live, same time, YouTube, Facebook, Global DJ Network next week. Till then, bye-bye.